Welcome to Future Consideration, SB Nation's big ol' NFL draft show. That's Matt Ufford, he's our NFL guy.
That's Dan, he's our college football guy.
That is true. Let's talk NFC East.
NFC East draft grades, starting things off with the New York Giants. How do you feel about Odell Beckham and company?
I think he's really talented. Hated the pick. Not a fan.
Didn't love it. I do think that Weston Richburg was in the second round, fills one of their biggest needs, center / guard. They could use some help there too.
They need defensive tackle help after losing a starter. I just feel like, God, build from the inside out, protect Eli. He doesn't need the receivers at this point. You got to get better along both of those lines.
I think Andre Williams was kind of a curious pick, great talent, but they just used a first rounder on David Wilson a couple of years back. That might be a statement about how Coach Tom Coughlin is not pleased with his progress.
I like Andre Williams a lot. He is just going to grind out yards for them. I like Devin Kennard, actually, the late pick.
Could be the pass rusher they need.
Yes, he was sort of a tweener at USC, but I feel like he could fill a specialty role from USC. Great athlete, great talent.
Matthew Fairburn gives him a B-. What do you say?
I'm going to say C. I'm just not crazy about the top with Odell Beckham. They could have addressed something. Zach Martin, I felt like could have been a great pick for them there. Just don't like it.
Yeah, I would say B-, C+. C+ is kind of what feels right to me.
Let's talk Chip Kelly. Let's do that. Let's talk Eagles.
Yeah, the popular grade here is a C+, C+ for them. But I think that people are really jumping on the Marcus Smith. It was a huge surprise that no one was really talking about him.
Very productive in college.
But it kind of reminded me of the Seahawks pick of Bruce Irvin a couple years back, where everyone was like, "That's a reach, that's a terrible pick."
But then when you think about it,
kind of a fantastic fit for that team and that defense. So.
The outside linebacker's getting older in Philly, and we don't know what's going to happen going forward.
I think it's a time will tell thing that we might have jumped the gun, you know, we'll see how Chip Kelly does. He got some great offensive weapons. Josh Huff,
they lose
Jordan
a couple
Matthews.
Receivers, immediately replace them. I like that. They're going heavy Pac-12. Oregon, of course. But yeah, Ed Reynolds, I think, is a good pick there. He was very productive for Stanford for a number of years. I like their draft more than Fairburn. I'm going to say B.
I'm going to say B if cornerback Jalen Watkins ends up starting for him. And in that case, I'd say B, B-.
Okay, fair enough. The Cowboys, who also didn't screw up in the same way the Raiders didn't screw up.
You know, Jerry Jones wanted Johnny Manziel so bad, and they held back and went with Zach Martin instead. I think that alone should give them bonus points for this draft.
Absolutely.
They drafted good defensive depth. They desperately needed it, and they drafted it.
In the front especially, Ben Gardner, I think, can play inside and outside coming from the Stanford 3-4. DeMarcus Lawrence is going to sort of morph into a pass rushing specialist, maybe into a full-time 4-3 end. I like that pick as well, not in the first round. Terrence Mitchell as a flyer from Oregon, I like him as a cover corner, still a little bit raw, but I like Ahmad Dixon's going to hurt people. It's not a bad draft for the Cowboys.
It's nobody who really blows my mind, but it's a solid draft.
They're going to get better.
And I'd say that's a B draft.
Washington Redskins, I'm going to say B as well for the Cowboys. So we're all going to agree on that. The Redskins, I feel like might get the second best outside linebacker, pure 3-4 outside linebacker perhaps in this draft.
Trent Murphy. Great player.
I like that pick a lot. They needed to improve both the offensive and defensive
Morgan Moses in the third round, when people were talking about him going at the end of the first, is a great pick.
Spencer Long, I feel like, can enter a rotation, but Sean Breland, I feel like, is good enough to immediately contribute at corner there. So I like it.
Didn't really need a running back that badly, but Lake C. Strunk at 186 is great value.
As long as it wasn't first, second, third round pick, I'm good with the running back for that.
They've got a really good cornerback in Breland, but no D lineman, and I think that's kind of the pick there. Fairburn gives him a C+. I think it's a little bit harsh. I'd say
I'm gonna go B- actually.
Yeah, given that their first round pick was 1/3 of Robert Griffin III.
Yeah, see, that's what hurts. So I think we agree somewhere around a B-, a little bit better than Fairburn says, only if they had that first round of this year.
There you go. Those are the NFC East draft grades according to me, Dan, and Matthew Fairburn of Mocking the Draft. Let us know what you think.